You're watching House Sparks Mega Worldwide. Give a thumbs up. Go ahead. I mean, who walks you through this stuff? Oh, wait. All right, here we go. He's already upset. We all watched the tape. You guys watched the tape. Body cam scam.
Body cam scam. You know, these things, these police body cameras, they were supposed to make us more safe. The public, right? Greater accountability, enhance and safety.
Right.
They're playing a game with us.
Uh-oh. Da-da-da. This is all a big reality TV show. That's right. They got these cops. These cops are wearing these body cams so they can, they're like little cameramen for the DNC.
Aren't they? When the footage...
No, I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
...is released. Which footage is released? How it's released?
I think ultimately to the public. How it's, what do you mean how it's released? What are they supposed to do? Project it onto the side of a fucking building?
Something's very odd.
No, you're just an easily confused dunderhead.
Now, first up, the situation in Memphis looks totally horrendous to me.
It is. It doesn't look horrendous. It is fucking horrendous. But, of course, this fuckhead wants to play the whole video.
The police were unresisting that in a moment. I don't think kidding.
I'm not gonna...
We saw the body. Looks like Paul Pelosi was. And it's interesting.
By the way, I'm just not letting him... I have no interest in what that fucker says about the Memphis tape. It's cut and dry. Fuck him.
It's very interesting.
Isn't it?
Looks like Paul Pelosi was hit in the head.
Oh, my God. What gave you that idea?
By a maniac. I still have some questions, and let's go through it, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, you're a young man, and these feelings can be confusing, Greg. And sometimes if you get an erection, there's a myriad of reasons.
The police show up at the house after
half an erection
being called by Mr. Pelosi at 2:30 in the morning. Watch.
We watched this, by the way. Two cops, by the way.
Yeah. Fucking said 2620, right? No, 2640. Oh, 40. Yeah, it literally said in there.
The door is opening. Here's discrepancy number one. There are discrepancies in life, but I did read in the court documents that the police opened the door. Yeah, two officers opened the door to see the foyer of the police.
Who gives a shit?
Residence. That did not happen. I don't know why they...
Oh, I'm taking crazy soup. I don't know what's going on. The door's open. It wasn't open before. I mean, is the place fucking haunted?
Make such a basic mistake in such a high-profile case.
Yes, I did, Water Goddess, by the way. Water Goddess.
So the door is open. It's a little bit unclear who's opening it. DePape?
No, it isn't. He's got the hammer. DePep has his hands on both. Basically, Paul Pelosi reaches, opens the door, and does like this, and it opens. It just swings wide.
Who's in there, or Paul Pelosi? But the door,
or he's psychic. It could have been psychic powers.
Is open. Watch.
Hi. How you doing?
Oh yeah.
What's going on, man?
Everything's good.
Hi.
Notice that Paul Pelosi is smiling. It's just a little bit odd, isn't it? I mean.
No, because he's been managing this motherfucker for an hour.
Hi. I don't get that, but then again, it's a confusing situation. It's 2:30 in the morning. You may have a maniac, who knows?
You may have a maniac, who knows? Are you the dude just called it, and by the way, this video came out after DePap called local news in San Francisco and says he's sorry he didn't kill more people and doubled down on his maggot bullshit.
And take a look at this. Paul Pelosi has a drink in his hand. It seems to be ice and lime in that drink. So one hand he's holding onto the hammer, and the other...
If you don't have a weapon in the house and a guy has a hammer and you're an old man, what are your options for weapons in the house? A remote control? A fucking lamp? A glass?
Other hand, he's holding on to a drink. That's a little bit odd, but this is pretty severe what happens next.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, getting hit in the head by a fucking maggot is thirsty work.
Drop the hammer.
Nope.
Hey. What is going on right
I'm not getting any answer on call.
Yeah, there you go. That's a Trump fan striking somebody with a hammer. And by the way, we've seen this shit. Hold on.
Wow, that was pretty intense.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, it's exactly what they said fucking happened, you cretin.
We didn't see the axe or the hammer actually hit the head.
Oh, so yeah, it was all, that's how they're hiding from. They're fucking with you with these body cams. Normally a criminal will do it right out in the open.
But we're told it hit the head.
We're told it hit the head. He had brain surgery.
That attack, that was pretty aggressive, right?
Yes.
There are some odd factors here, though. I mentioned the drink. I mentioned, there's ice on the ground. Afterwards, we see ice all over the place. Now, keep in mind, they said Pelosi.
Yeah, he dropped the glass he was carrying.
He was sleeping when DePape got there, so he would have had to have made that drink after the guy got there. That's kind of odd, but maybe there's an explanation. DePape himself seen loitering in a way, kind of just scoping out the area behind the house for quite some time before grabbing his hammer and just hammering away at that window.
Yeah, it's almost as if it happened exactly like they said.
Before going inside. No burglar alarms, which is strange. Now, we don't know for sure if there was a pre-existing relationship, if he knew Pelosi.
Oh, fuck you. Yes, we do. We know there was not one. He says so. Both of them say so.
Pelosi or DePape. They've been saying no, but the DePape family has raised the question. The son actually said out loud, look, do these guys know each other? It's a possibility. And the mainstream media at one point indicated that maybe the Pelosi knew DePape. Remember Miguel Almaguer, NBC News?
Yeah, the guy they broomed for making up facts.
Now, this guy did a pretty thorough and informative report, and he was promptly suspended. I'm not sure why. Nobody really.
Because what he said from whatever source he said he had or didn't have, and that's more than likely what he came in, is like, now that part I heard this detail and this detail, that detail was not
really can get
real.
The answer to that, but this is what got him in trouble.
Law enforcement officials tell us the bottom line here is this was a terrifying situation. We still don't know exactly what unfolded between Mr. Pelosi and the suspect for the 30 minutes they were alone inside that house before police arrived.
That's a good question, right?
No, it isn't. We know exactly what the fuck happened. They both tell it the same fucking way. He was on the phone with the 911 operator.
Did they get angry at this? Were they having drinks? Why was Paul Pelosi smiling? I don't know. It's a little bit weird, but you know what?
Because the guy said, don't say anything or I'll kill you. And then he started holding a hammer and he grabbed a hold of it. And then the door kicked open. I don't think that's smiling. But
these things are weird, okay? Lots of weird things.
Here's a good idea. Call your fucking dad and ask him about hostage situations.
Things happen in life. It doesn't mean that Pelosi, whatever. It doesn't mean anything. Just a little.
Right.
A little bit odd.
Yeah, and what we want to do is take something odd and infer something gay about it because that's the worst slam they can come up with. Never pass up an opportunity to be an anti-gay creep. Eh, Greg?
And did they know each other before all of this?
No.
It seems unlikely, given the axe trying to get in.
It's a hammer. It's always been a hammer. No one ever said axe. I don't know where he's putting that in. It's kind of a big deal if you're a news person to refer to an axe as a hammer or a hammer as an axe. It's kind of baseline stuff. But Greg's not a newsman. He's a brat.
Was there some sort of grievance? No, it seems unlikely.
Yes, there was. A political grievance that all maggots apparently have with Nancy fucking Pelosi.
But back to that NBC News report with Miguel Almaguer from the mainstream media. Watch this.
Investigators have previously said Pelosi did not know DePape when the 42-year-old broke into his home.
Investigators previously said that. The inference, a lot of
is that now they're saying he does know him. Like, that's why.
was made.
God.
Maybe they're not saying that now.
They are saying that now. Everyone's saying that now. It's in the affidavit. David DePape is saying that now.
Who knows? DePape
Everybody but you, fuckhead.
seems like a pretty strange guy. And his lawyer seems pretty strange, too. So this video comes out, and his lawyer says, I think it was a terrible mistake to release this evidence. And in particular, the video, releasing this footage is disrespectful to Mr. Pelosi. Quite frankly, I think that statement was disrespectful to his client, but who
What the fuck?
knows? Look, after this went down, you know what they did. They politicized it.
They did. The motherfucker showed up to kill Nancy Pelosi. It was a political attack. All right, fuck this dude. At a certain point, I'm over time anyways. It's just classic Greg Kelly horseshit. Ugh. And you know, I have to say, if I may, that it's kind of nice watching this fucking creep hang on so tightly to his bullshit theory, even though it fails right before his eyes. We watched, you know, Glenn Beck walk his shit back, and, you know, low bar as it is, he's more of a man than Greg Kelly will ever be, because he actually called it out. He was evasive, and he excused himself all over the fucking place, but he admitted the reality of the situation. Greg is fucking incapable of that because he's a fucking wuss. But he's like, the evidence shows up and he's like, he has this womp womp moment, and all of a sudden it's not his fucking, it doesn't matter. Like, oy.